Hello students, welcome to the next video of science. In this video we are going to study about adaptation in plants, or our topic is adaptation in plants. Okay student, as we are talking about plants, okay, we see a lot of plants around ourselves. You also have seen many plants around yourself, such as mango tree, orange tree, guava tree, lychee tree, okay student, and such as banyan tree, peepal tree. A lot of trees in our daily life, we see a lot of trees around ourselves, okay student. So today we are going to study about that how the plants are adapted in different types of climates, okay, as in hilly areas or in coastal areas or in marshy areas, okay student. But before starting that, first we will discuss about the terrestrial plants, okay student. First I'll tell you the meaning of adaptation. What is adaptation? Okay student, the presence of specific features which enable a plant or an animal to live in its surrounding, okay student. This is known as adaptation. The specific features that are developed in a plant or animal which enable them to live in its surrounding, okay student. Or we can say the certain habits developed in a plant or animal which enable them to live in its surrounding. It is known as adaptation, okay student. So now first of all we will discuss about what is adapt. Okay, adapt to adjust to their environment, okay student. And adaptation, the plants, we are talking about the plants, so we will first study about the adaptation of plants, okay. So the plants of a particular region develop certain features which help them to adapt or survive well in their surrounding, okay student. And these characteristic features is known as adaptation, okay student. The plants of a particular region develop certain features which help them to adapt or survive well in their surrounding, and this characteristic feature is known as adaptation, okay student. Now you come to know what is adaptation, okay. There are mainly three types of plants, okay student. There are mainly three types of plants: terrestrial plants, aquatic plants, and insectivorous plants, okay. Number one, terrestrial plants that grow on the land, okay student. Plants that grow on the land are known as terrestrial plants, okay. And number two is aquatic plants. The plants that grow in water. We also know the examples of aquatic plants, that is lotus, lily, and other lot of plants grow in water. Now the third one is insectivorous plants. Some plants eat insects, okay. There are some plants which eat insects or depends on insects for their food. Such plants are known as insectivorous plants, okay. We will discuss about all these plants further, but first of all we will discuss about the terrestrial plants, okay. First we will take the number one, terrestrial plants, okay student. So the terrestrial plants, there is a very vast area of the land, okay. So the terrestrial plants are also divided into 5 parts, okay. Terrestrial plants in desert area, terrestrial plants in hilly region or mountainous region, okay student. Terrestrial plants in plains, terrestrial plants in coastal areas, and terrestrial plants in marshy areas, okay. So today we are going to just discuss about, first of all, terrestrial plants. Okay, terrestrial plants. Now we are going to discuss about terrestrial plants that grows in hilly region. Okay, generally cold, and some areas might receive snowfall. In hilly areas, you all know that it is very cold, and in some areas there is very heavy snowfall. Okay, so the trees growing in these regions are cone shaped. They are cone shaped, tall and straight, and they do not bear flowers. They don't have the flowers. Instead they have cone with seed inside them. Okay, the plants growing in the hilly regions, they do not bear flowers, and instead of that they have cones with seeds. Okay, and the leaves are just like needles. Okay, so that it can easily shed the snow. Okay, student, and these the plants that grow in hilly regions are also known as conifers. Why they are known as conifers? Because they are cone shaped. Okay, they are conical in shapes, we can say, or in cone shaped. Okay, and leaf coated with wax layer, so that they may not be damaged by the snow. Okay, student, the leaves are waxy coated. The leaves are coated with wax so that they cannot be damaged by the snow. Okay, and examples are pine, fir, devdar. Okay, mainly these trees are found in the hilly areas. Pine, fir, devdar. Okay, student, in hilly region the plants are cone shaped, and so that these forests are also known as coniferous forest. Okay, and they such plants do not bear flowers. Instead they have cone with seed inside them. Okay, and the leaves are also needle like, so that they can shed the snow easily. Okay, student, and the plants growing in hilly areas are also known as conifers. Why they are known as conifers? Because they are cone shaped. And why they are cone shaped? So that they can shed their snow very easily. Okay, student, and their leaves, the plants in the hilly areas have their leaves coated with wax. Okay, so that they may not be damaged by the snow. Okay, student, and the examples are pine, fir, and devdar. Okay, trees that grow in mountainous region are cone shaped, and hence they are known as conifers. Okay, as you can see in the picture, the weather is very cold. Okay, weather is very cold, and they have cones with seed inside them. Okay, and the leaves are just like needles. Okay, the plant growing in hilly regions, they have the leaves in just like the needles. Okay, and leaves are coated with wax, so that they cannot be damaged by the snow. Okay, student, and the plants found in hilly areas or mountainous region are cone shaped, tall and straight. Okay, student, and mainly the plants such as pine, fir, devdar, etc. grows there. Okay, student, so these are the plants that grows in the hilly areas. Once again I repeat my point that the plant growing in hilly region or the mountainous region, they are cone shaped. They are cone shaped. Why they are cone shaped? So they can shed their snow. There is lot of snowfall in winters in hilly areas. There is lot of snowfall in winters, and the trees growing in hilly region or the mountainous region are cone shaped, so that they can shed their snow very easily. Okay, and their leaves are also needle shaped, so that they can shed their snow. Okay, and the leaves are wax coated. The leaves are coated with wax, so that they cannot be damaged by the snow. Okay, student, and The forest trees growing there are known as conifers because they are cone shaped. Okay student, here you can see a forest of conifers trees. Okay, here is a nice picture, beautiful picture of trees growing in mountainous region. Okay, you can see the snowfall in the mountainous region, and it's a you can say घना जंगल जैसे कहते हैं ना, this is just like that. There are a huge amount of trees are together, and you can see in the picture there is very snowfall is there. Okay, so these are conifers trees. Okay student, this is the picture of conifers trees. Why these are known as conifers? Because they are cone shaped. Okay, they don't have flowers, instead they have cone with seed inside them. Okay, and their leaves are needle shaped, so they cannot be damaged by the cold weather. Okay student, now the plants in plains, plants that are growing in plains. Okay, plains are huge areas of flat land. Plains are huge areas of flatlands. Okay, and the trees growing here have several branches. Okay student, the trees growing in plain areas have several branches. Okay, and these such trees can survive in hot climate also. These trees can survive in hot climate, and they shed their leaves in autumn. So, and the trees in plains, they shed their leaves in autumn. Okay, and examples of such trees are banyan, neem, sesame and gulmohar. Okay student, plants growing in plains shed their leaves once in a year. Okay, so that to overcome the loss of water. Okay student, so the plants in plains, the plants growing in plains, they can survive in hot climate, and these are the trees which with several branches. They have many branches. Okay, you have seen mango tree, guava tree, lychee tree. Okay, banyan tree, neem, sesame, gulmohar, etc. Okay student, plains are used areas of flat land. Okay, and the plants growing here have several branches, and the trees can survive in hot climate. The plants growing in plains, they even can survive in hot climate. Okay, and the plants growing or the trees growing in plains, they shed their leaves once in a year. Okay student, now as you can see in the picture, here is a gulmohar tree. Okay, so the tree that in plains, the trees grow in a huge area of flat land. Okay, in plains, the trees grow in huge area of flatlands. Okay, and the trees growing in plains have several branches. Okay student, the trees growing in plains have several branches, and they can survive in hot weather also. Okay, as we see many trees around ourselves. Okay, mango tree, banyan tree, lychee tree, guava tree. Okay, so these all trees have, you might have seen this, some trees around yourself. So these are the trees that grow in plains. Okay student, so now let us see a picture of gulmohar tree. It's a very good picture of gulmohar tree. As you can see, there are a lot of branches. Okay, and the flowers on it. It is a very clear picture, or we can say the picture taken from very close to the tree, है ना, बहुत पास से ली गई पिक्चर है. इसमें आप देख सकते हैं, there is a very beautiful tree of gulmohar. Lots of flowers are there, lots of branches are there, and you can even see the leaves also. The tree is very beautiful. Okay, and this tree you might have seen around yourself also. Okay, it is mainly grows in plains. Okay, and as we were discussing that the trees growing in plains have many branches. Okay student, so this is one of the example of the trees growing in plains. Okay, next let us study about the plants growing in desert. Okay student, desert plant, as the name desert comes to our mind, we just come to the we just get an idea of cactus plant. Okay student, so in desert area it is very dry. It is very dry place as because there is very less rain. Okay, and it's very hot. In desert area there is very little rainfall. And its area and it's very hot there. Okay, and the plants growing there required little water. Plants growing there even survive in very little water. Okay, and the roots of the plants in the deserts, they grow deep under the soil to absorb the water. Okay, the plants growing in deserts have roots that grows deep into the soil to absorb the water from the soil. Okay student, and leaves of these plants are reduced to spines. Okay student, to prevent the loss of water. Leaves of desert plants are reduced to spine to prevent the loss of water. Okay, and these plants store food and water in stem. The plants growing in desert, they store food and water in stem. Okay, and the stem carries the photosynthesis. Okay student, in other plants the leaves carries the process of photosynthesis, but in the plants growing in desert the stem carries the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and here the leaves are reduced to spines so that to overcome the loss of water or to prevent the loss of water. Okay, an example are cactus, bibul and date palm. Okay, as you can see in the picture, there is a cactus plant. Okay, so as there is very hot in the desert area and there is very little water. Okay, so the plants growing there have adapted themselves. Their roots are so deep. Their roots grow deep into the soil to absorb the water. They have spines instead of leaves. Okay student, they have spines instead of leaves, and food and water is stored in the stem. In desert plant, food and water is stored in stems, and stems carries the process of photosynthesis. Okay student, now we have studied about the desert plant, and I hope you have understood it, because we have already discussed it in the class also. Okay, so how the desert plant are adapted to that place. The desert plants have the roots that grows deep inside the soil to absorb the water from the soil. Second thing is their leaves are changed into spines. Okay, and food and water is stored in the stem, and stem carries the process of photosynthesis. Okay student, and this we all know that there is very hot weather in desert and there is very little rainfall, so the very little amount of water is available. So the plants and the animals living in the desert have adapted themselves to their environment. Okay, in this way, by giving the examples, we can say that the plants have adapted themselves to the hot climate of the desert. Okay student, now come to the next, plants in marshy areas. Okay student, plants in marshy areas. Marshy areas contain clay soil. Okay, because of the presence of water. The soil in the marshy places is sticky and clay because of the presence of water. There is lot of water. Okay, and the roots do not receive air for breathing. Okay, and the roots of such plants, the roots of plants in the marshy areas grows outside the soil and water, as mud is poor in oxygen content. Okay student, the roots of the plants growing in marshy areas grow outside the soil and water, as mud is poor in oxygen content. Okay, and such roots are also known as breathing roots. Okay student, and such roots are known as breathing roots. An example are mangrove trees. Okay student, once again I repeat, the sticky and there the soil in marshy places is sticky and clay because of the presence of water. Okay, and roots do not receive the air for breathing, so the roots come out of the soil in water. The roots come out of the soil in water as the mud is poor in oxygen content. Okay, and such roots are known as breathing roots. And there it is very difficult for the plants to grow, but we can say that the plants have adjusted themselves in that place. Okay, and the roots grow out of the soil and water to breathe, and these roots are known as breathing roots. For example, mangrove trees. Okay, and mangrove trees, these such trees can be seen in the place as Sundarbans. Okay student, so we were talking about the plants in marshy areas. Okay, the soil in the marshy area is sticky and clay. The soil in the marshy place is sticky and clay. Okay student, and it is very difficult for the plants to grow there. Okay, as the root of the plants in marshy places grows outside the soil and water. The roots of the plants growing in marshy areas grow outside the soil and water, as mud is poor in oxygen contents. Okay student, and so such roots are known as breathing roots. Okay students, example is mangrove trees, and we can see such trees in Sundarban. Okay, you might have seen Sundarbans in news channel, that's News 18. Yes, News 18. They have shown this the area of Sundarban in very detail. Okay, if you might have seen that channel on the TV, it's a News 18 channel, and they have shown it in detail. Okay, so the plant growing in marshy areas, how they are adapted. It's very difficult for the plants to grow there, but as the soil is clay and sticky, but the roots of the plants in marshy areas grow outside the soil and water. Okay, as the mud is poor in oxygen content, and such roots are known as breathing roots. Okay, and example is mangrove trees, and we can see such trees in Sundarban. Okay student, so now let us have a picture of that Sundarban. Okay, now in this picture you can see the plants growing in marshy areas. You can see in the picture that the roots have also come out of the soil in order to take in the air. Okay, as the place is covered with water every time, and the soil is clay and sticky, so it's very difficult for the plants or the roots to have the air inside the water and the soil. So the roots of the such plants come out of the soil and water, and such roots are known as breathing roots. Okay student, here in the picture you can see a nice picture of mangrove trees and in Sundarban. Okay, it's a marshy area and the soil is clayey and sticky. The roots of the plants growing in marshy areas, they come out of the soil and water, as the mud is or the soil is poor in oxygen contents. Okay, and the such roots are also known as breathing roots. Okay student, you can see there is a beautiful picture of the trees growing in marshy areas. Okay, so up to now we have discussed about desert plants growing in plains area, okay, and plant growing in hilly areas. Okay, now let us move to the another topic, the plants growing in coastal areas. Okay Okay student, plants growing in coastal areas. Okay, so as these plants grows near the sea coast, okay, and there the sandy soil, there the soil is sandy soil and salty water. Okay, so the plants growing in coastal areas, the plants growing in coastal areas, these plants are near the sea coast, and there is very heavy rainfall, and there the soil is sandy, and there is salty water. Okay student, there is very heavy rainfall, and mostly the coconut tree grows there. So these plants grow near the sea coast. Okay, plants in coastal areas, we are talking about the plants in coastal areas. Okay, these plants grow near the sea coast. Okay, and as there is very heavy rainfall, so these plants are very tall. Okay student, and as you can see in the picture, there is a coconut tree. Okay student, in coastal areas, these areas are near the sea coast, and the place there is very heavy rainfall in that area, and the soil is sandy, and water available is salty in nature. Okay student, so and the plant that grows in the coastal areas are very tall. As you can see in the picture, there is a beautiful coconut tree. Okay, you all have eaten the coconut. Okay student, and we drink the coconut water, we eat a lot of coconut. Okay, now there is a coconut forest. Forest means a large area. The coconut trees growing in a large area, they make a forest. Okay, so you can see the beautiful forest of coconut trees. Okay, and this type of forest can be seen in south area. Okay, if you might have visited Kerala and Karnataka, you might have seen the coconut forest. Okay, so forest is an area when the same trees is grown in a when the same type of trees is grown in a large area, it makes up a forest. Okay student, so in coastal areas, the plant that are growing near the sea coast, and there is very heavy rainfall, and the plants growing there are very tall. Okay student, now come to the next point, plants in the areas of heavy rainfall. Okay students, plants in the areas of heavy rainfall. Okay, some areas receive very heavy rainfall throughout the year. कुछ एरिया ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पर कि पूरे साल भर बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश होती है. Okay student, so the leaves there, they remain green, always green. Okay, and these trees are also known as evergreen trees. Okay, because due to heavy rainfall and the sunlight is also available there, so the leaves remain green throughout the year, and such trees are known as evergreen trees. Okay, so the trees growing in such areas are known as evergreen trees. As there is heavy rainfall and sunlight, and the presence of sunlight, due to the heavy rainfall and the presence of sunlight, leaves remains green throughout the year, and so such trees are known as evergreen trees. Okay student, and examples you can see teak and rubber. Okay student, some areas receive heavy rainfall throughout the year. Some areas receive very heavy rainfall throughout the year. Okay, and leaves are always green. Why leaves are always green? Because there is heavy rainfall, and due to the presence of heavy rainfall and due to the presence of sunlight, the leaves remains green throughout the year. Okay, and so the trees growing in this region are known as evergreen trees. Due to the presence of heavy rainfall and sunlight, throughout the year, leaves remains green throughout the year, and so such trees are known as evergreen trees. Okay, example, teak and rubber. Okay student, let us see an example of this plant growing in the areas of heavy rainfall. As you can see in the picture, the plants growing there in heavy rainfall, where there is heavy rainfall and the sunlight is present, and due to the presence of sunlight and heavy rainfall, the leaves of the such plants remains green throughout the year, and so such trees are known as evergreen trees. Okay, due to the heavy rainfall and sunlight, leaves of these plants remains green throughout the year, and so such trees are known as evergreen trees. Okay student, and as you can see in the picture, the tree, how beautiful it's looking. It's totally green. Okay, except the branching stem and the branches, whole tree is green in color and it's looking very beautiful. Okay student, so student, today we have to finish here only. Okay.